Hello, this is J.A. McDonald, and today I'll be showing you how to build this full day cycle clock off of a daylight detector. Now, the reason you'd want this instead of just a daylight detector is the daylight detector will tell you how bright it is, but not whether it's afternoon or morning. This can be important because it means that dawn and dusk have essentially the same time signal associated with them. But clearly, there are monsters out after dusk, but not after dawn, so it's a little bit important to know whether it's dawn or dusk out. To fix this problem, I have made two lines of redstone here. One of them keeps track of the morning hours, and one the evening hours. So as you see, right now it's about halfway through the morning, and if we go set 8,000, we'll be more of the way through the morning, almost to noon. And if we go set 12,000, we're well into the afternoon until it gets to night, which will have very little here, and that will quickly fade as you see if I go to late night. Now everything is off, and it's time for morning again. Now, the reason you can't just use a hopper timer to time out the day is because of that time change I just demonstrated. Hoppers can't keep up with that, but this clock can. This clock can even keep up with reverse time sets. For example, if I go to time set day, and then I go to time set 0, it will freak out for just a moment, where it will say that we're in late afternoon here. But after a single sun tick, which should happen soon, any time now. Anyhow, after a single sun tick, there it was, it will reset itself to the correct time of day. This is very useful for servers or other worlds where your clock might get unloaded, but the daylight cycle continue. Now, to accomplish all this, I have a second daylight detector here. This is the control detector. It is hooked up to a write-protected analog memory cell, which is something I think I invented, but I might not have invented. I don't know. I know I didn't invent the memory cell. And then over here, we have the other end of this daylight detector feeding into something I certainly did invent, which is the dual analog equality detector. This thing takes two strings of analog signal, one of them from your latch, or your memory cell, and one from the daylight detector, and tells you whether they are the same or not, and if they're not the same, which one's higher, which essentially gives you a rising edge or falling edge detector, which you then use to reset the read protected latch, or read protected cell, and to set an RS NOR latch. This RS NOR latch here will then be used to max out one of two lines of redstone, either this line if it is in the morning, or this line if it's in the afternoon. If this line is maxed out, you'll get full readings on this side, of course. But if this line is maxed out, it's inverted, so you get no readings. And that makes it so that this side will only change in the evening, and this side only in the morning. Now time to go build this thing. The first thing you're going to want to do is put a piece of redstone right there, and then a comparator going off of it into a block that has a comparator going into it, next to a comparator there, redstone there, and a block there. Set this comparator and this comparator into subtraction mode, and put a piece of redstone there, and a comparator there. And then place a block on top of this piece of redstone and next to it with a repeater on top of it, then 3 blocks over top of this comparator with a torch on this end and a line of redstone on top. Then you're going to want to place your daylight sensor here, and a block here with a redstone comparator going out of it into a block. Then put a block here and a block here, both with redstone comparators set to subtraction, pointing into them. Redstone piece there and there, a block there, redstone comparator there, and a block next to redstone there as well, redstone comparator, and a block of anything. Then on top of each one of these comparators, place another block and put a torch on it. Then on the block in front of each comparator, put a piece of redstone. Put one block on top of each one of your torches and another torch on each of those. Then a block there in the corner between the two. 2 blocks here, and then 2 blocks here. Run a line of redstone down from that to the right protection line on your memory cell. Now you're going to hook this rising up to edge detector you just made up to an RS NOR latch. You're going to want to hook it up in the right way, which is more or less like this. This way, one of them will trip in the day, and one of them will trip on falling edges, and one will trip on rising edges. Then, this one should be tripping on the rising edge, so put a block on top of it with a torch, then a block here, and another torch. This one just gets a block on top of it. Put a block there, put a redstone piece there, and just a block there. Then put your daylight sensor here, and you're going to want to put a block there with redstone on it. That is your morning line. Lead a repeater off of this torch into it, and you can take this output wherever you want to, or you can just stretch it out like I had at the beginning of the video. It's not terribly important what you do with it at this point, just so long as you make use of it. Then put your another redstone comparator there with a torch behind it so that it inverts the signal. So you're going to want to set it to subtraction and run your other line of redstone off of this. And that is your full daylight detector, or day cycle detector, I suppose is the better word for it. Now if I just do some time sets here, time set, let's go with 12,000 again, we should see that it works. And it works. So then if we go back to day, it might freak out or it might work. It works. So that means you've successfully built it correctly, and you're ready to hook it up to whatever device that you need the absolute daylight time for, instead of just the, oh, it's light. I think right now is a good time to show you a time lapse of the entire daylight cycle. Thanks for watching.